Oh boy, isn't this a little bit inconvenient? Sources: China hacked Hillary Clinton's private email server.
Oh boy.
I thought it was Russia. Oh
The
crap!
Russia narrative just falls apart and cripples.
It's like a cake that's been out in the sun all day. It's melting in their hands. And this is not the only time we're going to be talking about the actual Russia collusion falling apart. So don't worry, we'll get to other stories today. Guys, it's going to be a whole stack of stories. So strap in, enjoy, and let's just jump into it. A Chinese-owned company penetrated former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's private server, according to sources briefed on the matter. And it's probably the only thing of Hillary's that's been penetrated in quite a while. The company inserted code that forwarded copies of Clinton's emails to the Chinese company in real time, and the intelligence community inspector general warned of the problem, but the FBI subsequently failed to act. Texas Republican Rep. Louis Gohmert said during a July hearing. Why are we only hearing about this now? Oh, wait.
Because they didn't allow people in the agencies to say anything about this.
Yeah, it was covered up. We're kind of our... Yeah. Do you
Otherwise, she goes to jail.
Do you think we're going to be going to war with China anytime soon, or do you think this...
No.
No,
I don't believe that there would be a World War III in the way that we generally think of it. It's going to be something very different.
Anyway, let's jump into it. A Chinese-owned company operating in the Washington, D.C. area hacked Hillary Clinton's private server throughout her term as Secretary of State and obtained nearly all of her emails. I think the count was they didn't get 30,000. They got over 30,000. Two sources briefed on the matter told the Daily Caller News Foundation. The Chinese firm obtained Clinton's emails in real time as she sent and received communications and documents through her personal server. You know, the thing that Comey said was never hacked, but anyway. According to sources who said the hacking was conducted as a part of an intelligence operation. Boy, it's sounding like China is a bit of a company, a foreign entity that wants to seem to meddle in the US elections. It's, hell, boy, isn't this inconvenient.
Yeah. I wonder what the Chinese firm was thinking when they saw those emails about aliens on the server too.
What? Aliens? What? I missed that part. We'll have to talk about that later.
You didn't know about that part.
No, we'll talk about that later. The Chinese wrote the code was embedded in the server, which kept in Clinton's residentials in... Sorry. The Chinese wrote code that was embedded in the server, which was kept in Clinton's residence in upstate New York. Oh, this is interesting. I have a bit of an update on this. I might be able to put 3 or 4 pieces together. The code generated an instant courtesy copy of nearly all of her emails and forwarded them to the Chinese company, according to sources. Intelligence Community Inspector General, or ICIG, found that virtually all of Clinton's emails were sent to a foreign entity, which ended up being China, not Russia. Republican Louis Gohmert, a Texas Republican, said at July 12th, House Committee on Judicial Hearing, he did not reveal the entity's identity, but was said to be unrelated to Russia. Well, it's weird how this sort of stuff didn't get CNN traction. It's just really weird how CNN didn't talk about this, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. They were pressing Tiger Woods just recently as well. Like, just all these weird things that they just can't seem to get out of their mind. Russia.
It's like they're a little bit obsessed with TDS, or Trump derangement syndrome, which is the new joke, as I like to say. It's getting really tedious. But anyway.
I guess they never moved past the Red Scare.
Apparently not. But anyway. Two officials with the ICIG investigator, Frank Rucker and attorney Janet Mulligan, met reportedly with FBI officials who warned them of Chinese intrusion, according to a former intelligence officer with expertise in cybersecurity issues who was briefed on the matter. He spoke anonymously as he was not authorized to publicly address the Chinese role with the Clinton server. Among these FBI officials was Peter Strzok, who was then Bureau's top counterintelligence officer. Strzok was fired this month following the discovery he had sent anti-Trump texts to mistress and co-worker Lisa Page. Strzok didn't act on the information the ICIG provided him, according to Goldman. Goldman mentioned in the Judicial Committee hearing that ICIG officials told Strzok and 3 other top FBI officers that they found an anomaly on Clinton's server. The former intelligence officer, the DCNF, spoke with said IGIC, discovered the anomaly pretty early in 2015. When the ICIG did a very deep dive, they found the actual metadata, the data which was at the header and the footer of all the emails. That's a courtesy copy, was being sent to a third party, and the third party was known Chinese public company that was involved in collecting intelligence for China. The former intelligence officer told the DCNF. The ICIG believed that there was some level of phishing, but once they got into the server, something was embedded, he said. The Chinese are notorious for embedding little surprises like this. The intelligence officer declined to name the Chinese company. We do know the name of the company. They are there are indictments and there are other cutouts that were involved. They would be in a lot of trouble if I gave you the name, he told the DCNF. Why aren't we naming them? That's all I want to know. The government...
that's interesting. Actually, they might not be naming them because they don't want to tip off the people who did it. It could be possible.
Yeah.
For all we know, it's an American company. Indictments are coming. Actually, speaking of indictments, I think it has something to do with over 200 indictments are coming. You've heard the rumors about that?
Yeah, I have heard rumors about something like that, yeah. But at the end of the day, this report, if you were the company that was responsible for doing this, at the end of the day, you would know because of this email that was you. So I don't know how not naming them now, once it's becoming public knowledge.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
And I do have a bit of an update on this too, so we're going to talk about this a little bit afterwards. So let's keep going, and because it's going to be a little bit of a discussion after. The company that penetrated Clinton's server was not a technology firm, and it served as a front group for the Chinese government, the sources told the DNCF. So the Fairfax and Loudoun County government told the DNCF that the 13 state-owned Chinese companies operate in the area. Of those, 3 were not technologically orientated. Fairfax County Economic Development Authority Communications Manager Seth Livingston told the DCNF that all of the 9 firms operating in this country were there in 2009 when the Clintons began as Secretary of State. Our Asia folks believe that all of the companies have been around and known to us since the time period, he said in an email. It's the most combined over subject in modern American political history, Clinton spokesman Nick Merrill told the DCNF. The FBI spent thousands of hours investigating and found no evidence of intrusion. That's a fact. Oh, okay, interesting, because apparently there was. So how did the DNC miss it? The FBI. How did they miss that?
They didn't miss it, they just buried it.
Yeah, true. But in an age where facts are an alternative and truth isn't truth, there's no surprise that an outlet like the Daily Caller would try to distract us from very real and very imminent threats of our democracy brought by the man occupying the White House, he continues. So they're just trying to pass the buck, sounds like. Sounds like they're trying to claim that the Daily Caller is fake news on this. Which is weird because we heard it from a committee.
Yeah. It's an official source, so it can't be fake news.
No. Sounds like the FBI is trying to cover their ass because they didn't act on this information. But anyway, Department of State Inspector General Stephen A. Linkage and the then ICIG Charles McCall III scrutinized Clinton's servers in 2015. McCall told Congress in July 2015 that her emails contained classified material. The ICIG was involved in the classification review of certain information drawn from the private email server. An agency spokeswoman told the DCNF she declined to comment further. The two IGs asked the Department of Justice to investigate whether the classified information was compromised, according to a July 23, 2015 New York Times report based on unnamed senior government officials. The FBI issued a referral to the Justice Department in July 2015. The Bureau warned that classified information may have been disclosed to a foreign power to one of its agents. So the FBI is claiming that the Daily Caller is fake news. But back in 2015, they also claimed that the classified information may have been disclosed to a foreign power or to one of its agents. So what exactly is the truth here, FBI? You can't... They're mutually exclusive. You can't have one and the other. You've got to have one or the other, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, FBI HQ counter-espionage section, that's a mouthful, is opening a full investigation based on specific articulate facts provided by an 811 referral from the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community dated July 6, 2015 regarding the potential compromise of classified information. A July 10, 2015 FBI memo stated. An 811 referral informs the FBI of classified information that was potentially released into the foreign power or agent of foreign power. Wow, okay. So they're literally just bullshitting now. This is literally them trying to cover their ass and trying to claim that the Daily Caller is full of shit while literally launching an investigation into the said thing. What? Wow, okay. The investigation is also designed as sensitive investigation matter, SIM, due to a correction to a current public official, public appointee or candidate, the memo stated. The then Deputy Director, Mark F. Guido, set up a follow-up memo on 21st of July 2015 to President Barack Obama's Deputy Attorney General, Sally Yates, about two conversations he had with her about criminal referral. Okay. So, I wonder why they didn't do anything back in 2015. Oh, wait, Barack Obama was in charge.
I think we're only hitting the tip of the iceberg in the corruption that goes through during Obama's period.
So back in 2015, they gave information to the Attorney General to say, hey, Clinton's server, from what I'm getting from this, may have been hacked by a foreign entity or by an asset. It seems like back in 2015, Barack Obama and the Attorney General decided not to act on this information. Boy, that was convenient.
Is this really the first time, though, that American government agencies don't act on information?
No, but this is the first time we're actually getting confirmed reports of it. This is not like conspiracy theory. This is literally coming out in Senate hearings and stuff. This is... And I'm loving every second of it. Yeah, well, do you think this information would have came out if Hillary had won?
Absolutely not.
No, neither do I. On July 13th, 2015, and then July 20th, 2015, I verbally advised you of Section 811C, referral from the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community received by the FBI on the 6th of July 2015. The referral addressed the mishandling of classified information on personal email account and electronic media of former high-level U.S. government official, according to the FBI memo, which was delivered to Yates. Justice Department spokeswoman Devon M. O'Malley declined to comment on this story. I wonder why. Former FBI Director James Comey acknowledged in his recent book, A Higher Loyalty, Truth, Lies and Leadership, that the FBI was conducted a criminal investigation into Clinton's conduct. London Centre for Policy Research Vice President of Operations, retired Colonel Anthony Schaefer, told the DCNF that Clinton's server was vulnerable to hacking. Look, there's evidence based on the complete lack of security hygiene on the server. 14-year-old hackers from Canada could have probably hacked into her server and left very little trace, Schaefer said. Any sophisticated organisation is going to be able to essentially get in and clean up their presence. A former consultant to the US Trade Representative, Claudia Bedford, told the DCNF the Chinese were the process of really gaining technological competence in 2009-2010. This begins to really take off in the early years of the Obama administration. The Obama administration was kind of late, and there was slow reaction about how sophisticated the Chinese were. Okay. So for everybody that managed to listen to all that, basically what happened was the Chinese are apparently hacked Hillary Clinton's server back in 2015. Multiple reports were sent to the Attorney General, which was Yates at the time, and apparently Yates and Barack Obama had ignored these, and we actually have the China, who is actually the person that is responsible for hacking Hillary Clinton's email server. Can we stop with the Russia collusion right about now? Like,
you're crazy. Stop talking like a crazy person.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously it doesn't fit their narrative. You know, they still haven't got over, like you said, the Red Scare. The interesting thing I want to say about this is recently there have been 2 777s or something like that, some sort of plane, that is landed and taken off from an airport near Hillary Clinton's private residence that was loaded up with white boxes full of paperwork. So,
oh dear.
Do you think, and this is a theory, I reckon back then, this has only just happened in the past couple of months, I reckon back then they went through and they raided her house. And I think they went through and took all that paperwork.
You think? I was thinking along the lines of she's actually shipping away paperwork.
No, it was DOJ. We know it was the DOJ plane. Alright. So guys, we just did a little bit of cutting into this video because I actually found the article that I was talking about. So mystery deepens as DOJ and FBI 757 jet makes second flight to Clinton's hometown, Little Rock. Okay, I was way off with studying it now. 2 round trips in 48 hours, loaded with boxes and documents. So this is getting very interesting. A stealth DOJ flight into Little Rock and then back to Virginia has gone down twice this week, according to flight intel and sources, or would have been a stealth flight if it were up to the mainstream media. The DOJ, FBI, and 757 made additional flights on Thursday, as well as previous flights this week, detailed below. The plane left Virginia at 11:56 a.m., arrived at Little Rock at 1:30 p.m., according to the FAA reports. Does make you wonder why. I will put a link to that, obviously, so guys, you can go through and check that out if you want to. But it does make you wonder why the DOJ is flying a 757 down to Little Rock and loading it up full of paperwork, which just happens to be the
That's
Clintons.
a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, and remember also too, there was that thing where the Clintons had a house fire over at their home a couple months ago. Just saying, might be all linked. Not saying if it's definite, might be saying it might be all linked, but yeah. I don't know, man. What's your thoughts on this? Do you reckon that she's going to be indicted, or do you reckon this is leading towards indictment? Or
I hope so. I really do. The rumor of all these sealed indictments that are going to drop. I'm hoping that it's got certain people in mainstream media, lots of people in various places in the government, and I really hope it's got Hillary Clinton and her husband on it.
That would be some very big fishes involved.
And probably even her daughter. If I know that there's a lot going on there too.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe we might even see justice for the dude. It's Seth Green, yeah.
Seth Ridge, yeah.
Seth Ridge.
Yeah, there's been a bit of an interesting development in that. You might have seen the video a couple of weeks ago. Julian Assange's mother came out speaking out about Seth Ridge, but then deleted tweets. So, yeah. But at the end of the day, look, who knows? Look, obviously, I'd like to see Hillary Clinton locked up. I'd like to see all criminals locked up. She's definitely broken the law as far as I'm concerned, so I'd like to see that. Because let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you believe that the China hacking her server, the mystery flights from the 757 are all linked? Or do you think that this is a conspiracy theory? And do you think this mightn't happen? Or do you think she might be wearing orange? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below.
If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, please click that subscribe button. And apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Enjoy!